He was a scavenger.
Bounty hunter.
Yeah, I think he got what he deserved.
I doubt he'll ever get his heart back.
Serves him right, though. Yeah, he'll probably die without it.
What's going on, everyone? I cannot believe that we made it to the top 12! Thank you to the moon and back, everybody. It's because of you that we are in the top 12. And this next challenge is the most important challenge because it pushes me to the finale, the top 6 in Los Angeles, California. So please, if you're watching this, go to faceawards.com and vote. And tell everybody that you know to vote too. Alright, now let's get started. When I heard that this next challenge was going to be Cyberpunk, I was pumped because y'all know robots are right up my alley. So I hope you enjoy this cyborg just as much as the others. And you will need a few props for this tutorial, by the way. So here's a list. First up, a handful of NYX professional makeup, which will be listed throughout the video. We need some mesh tubing, foam poster board, a collection of nuts, bolts, and small artifacts resembling cogs and gears, silver studs, some audio wire, some metal fencing purchased at a hardware store, some plastic spring bracelets, silver paint, bald cap, LED strip lights, which is optional, black spike studs, and some cream adhesive to make everything stick together. So I prep all of the pieces first, like these bracelets, which I simply painted silver, and I also prepped our headband, which is this foam poster board painted silver, and I'm gluing on these metal bolts with our cream adhesive. For our makeup, let's get this bald cap out of the way. I'm using a cream adhesive to apply the bald cap, and for safety, be sure to have somebody help you apply the bald cap for the areas that you can't see. Once the bald cap is set, time to prime the face. Using NYX Professional Makeup Pore Filler and HD Primer, apply a layer with your fingertips. For foundation, I am using the Stay Matte but Not Flat Liquid Foundation and using the Total Control Foundation brush to blend it all out. Now's about time we start sticking things to our face. So, we start by applying cream adhesive down our cheekbones and place one of our silver painted bracelets along this line. Now, the illusion and story that we want to tell is that this cyborg is mechanical, so our jaw is going to reveal a lot of our technology and electronic pieces. Fill in that jawline with the SFX cream color in green, and use the Vivid Bright Liner in Vivid Escape to create the circuit board track marks. The next piece of equipment on our face will be these computer wires. I personally bundled 6 together and wrapped the ends in a cotton ball which is dipped in liquid latex. With the cotton ball dipped in liquid latex, this will allow you to place it on your face and assemble the wires where you'd like to. Use a blow dryer to speed up the drying process, of course. Now, when you arrange the wires where you want them, seal the bottom. We will be placing more objects over this later, so secure the edges however you'd like. I chose to use scar wax. Paint black over the dried cotton ball and grab some of your mechanical artifact pieces. Now, I hot glued different pieces on top of each other to make them look cooler and more diverse, and I will be attaching them on top of the cotton ball. For the last piece on our face, it will be this wire fencing. Obviously, cut it down to fit the remaining part on your jawline, and before I get into the details of this piece, let's work on our face makeup. Now, I've gone over our face with NYX Professional Makeup SFX Cream Color in white to make my face more pale. And I'm throwing in some contacts to follow our cyberpunk theme. With the Ultimate Eyeshadow Palette, I am using purple for our transition color on our eyelids. On the eye that is red, let's make this look a bit more sinister by creating this deep red scar tissue underneath my eye. I'm using the SFX cream color in red, black, and white to do this. And I throw in a silver stud right at the tip to make it look even more gnarly. Now, I gotta point something out here. Initially, I drew eyebrows onto this character because I wanted him to be more villainous, but I ultimately decided against the eyebrows because they didn't flow with my overall image. So I'll be covering up the eyebrows later. This next part is important though. Using a plastic syringe, I am applying lines of cream adhesive to the face. These lines will dry clear and look like lacerations or implants in our face. The syringe is not necessary, but it does help to ensure a more precise line on your face. Alright, eyebrows gone and moving on. For the metal fence we started earlier, I hot glued some nuts and bolts to the top and applied the entire piece with cream adhesive to the face. Once the piece is in place, I've attached one last gear next to the chin on each side. And that completes our jawline. Now to finish the face, I add contour with the Ultimate Shadow Palette and the Avant Pop Palette, and I also add a black chin piece with the SFX cream colors. With the Warm Neutrals Ultimate Shadow Palette, I put in the shadows and highlights to bring dimension to our cheek implants. Oh, and speaking of implants, on the opposite cheekbone, I am placing these black spikes on our cheeks for an even sharper statement. These pieces can be a bit heavy, so lay down a layer of adhesive, wait for it to get tacky, and then apply the spikes one by one. The adhesive will dry clear and will look as if the spikes were implanted into your cheekbones, which is pretty rad. I also add more lacerations above those spikes just for some good measure. Alright, now for our voice box. No, literally, our voice box. Cut out an oval shape from the wire fencing and outline where it's going to lay on your neck. Surround this outline with cotton and liquid latex and wait for it to dry. The statement I want to create here is that the sound from my mouth travels through the wires and out the voice box. So I am using mesh tubing for the wires and hot gluing audio wires to these tubes, which I find extremely appropriate to have audio wires connected to our mouth. The metal fencing should fit perfectly on top of the latex cotton balls, and then using a thicker silver painted bracelet, that will complete the throat. Don't attach the mouth wires quite yet because we're not done. The last spectacle of all is our LED light brain. These LED strip lights have an adhesive backing and maintain a very low temperature when they're turned on. Trust me, I checked before I decided to stick them on my head. But like everything, this step is optional, and you do not have to put the LED lights on your head if you don't feel comfortable. You can skip to the next step, which is our futuristic brain made up of the mesh tubing. This process is pretty simple. The tubes are extremely lightweight, so a simple strip of clear tape will keep them in place. So all I'm doing is cutting strips and laying them front to back all the way across my head. The visual that I have here should help show how easy the tubes fit. For the metal headpiece we created in the beginning, the best way to secure it onto your head is to tie it like a headband. If we decided to glue it, it would be so excessive and heavy and could rip the bald cap completely. So just thread in a shoelace or whatever you've got and tie the piece behind your head. And bam! Let there be light. Yes! Now let's hurry and finish. I've got some NYX Professional Makeup Ombre Blush to distress and create skin irritation around our throat and our voice box, and then adding shadows to the other side of our cheek lacerations. And for final touches, costume change into something slick, and finally, glue on the mouth audio wires and place a couple of silver studs on each side. Now to make him even more punk, I am throwing in a black lip stripe and a subtle septum ring. Put on your best bounty hunter gloves and get yourself a pair of futuristic goggles if you'd like. Turn on your brain lights and you are ready to rock your cyberpunk pants off. Woohoo! I hope you guys loved this tutorial, and if you did, remember to vote. The link will be in the description box below. Let's get to the finale, the top 6! I love you guys so much, and thank you again for voting. I will see you next time. Bye-bye!